Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Angels Perspective for the month of October. For those ones who are joining us for the first time, what is the Angels Perspective? This is a channel message where the angels and guides share with us the energy of the month, and they also share with us practical guidance so that we can navigate this energy a little bit more easy. My name is Claudia, and I would like to start by taking you back a little bit back. Where are we coming from? Which energies we actually still utilizing, and that will be taking a big influence this month for us. And that will be in the full moon in Aries, which is so much energy of fire. And fire could be utilized in two ways. So we can either destroy or we can actually create. The same thing, you can do two different things. So that's why the angels and guides are here right now assisting us and to understand how can we do this. First, understanding that this fire, it is transmuting. It is not really getting rid of or burning ourselves from the inside out. It really is helping us to liberate and transmute everything that has been in our subconscious for so long, whether it's in this life and past lives and generation after generation. This is helping us to bring our awareness and the things that we are transmuting. With the energy of the moons, full moons, new moons, and the eclipse right now, we are being assisted, okay, with all of this perfect recipe in order for us to really do the cleansing. And why this is important? Because this cleansing is helping us to bring more of our inner spark, that spark that lies within us, and each one of us we have. So we can actually embody our true selves, our light, who we really are. Now, we are being assisted at every single moment by your guides, by the angels. But right now, we're also having this energy coming from the sun, from the cosmos, the photonic energy, which is really literally creating this upgrade in our energy fields. That's why we are more aware now. That's why we are more, it is easier for us to see things that we never used to before. For example, now we can see and we can actually believe, okay, that we are able to create our own reality. Perhaps 10 years ago, not necessarily. There will be some people already working on this because this energy of rapid progress, it has been already for quite some time, since the 40s, 60s, somewhere around there, but not many. So before, it would be just in the movies, it would be some like an idea, like a dream that perhaps I can actually change my life, because we would be conditioned that everything that happens on the outside, we have to live accordingly, which is actually the opposite of it. Now we are understanding that we can create the reality that we want, even though there will be something playing out there. So this is so important to recognize, because before, this would be something that it would be unthinkable. So now this understanding will help us to know that the fire that exists within us is helping us to cleanse and transmute all of that, so that we can really bring this energy, this fire to manifest, because energy, fire is just energy, okay, and we can use it in many ways. Now, this month we're encouraged to really be aware of the fear factor. Why are you afraid? Okay, what is this fear coming from? Because we need to tackle those fears. We need to find out, why are we afraid of things, even if it's something that perhaps we think that might not even affect us as much as we think. For example, there will be something happening in the other side of the world, and it triggers something in you in a way that you feel afraid of perhaps doing something, because what if something that like is happening in another country, another part of the world, will happen here? Or the saying of, may something happen, this or that, and you're not able to do something, or you feel afraid. What is creating this is just for you a reflection to see what is happening within you. Why is this fear coming in there for, right? It's helping us to really do, helping us to get action. Fear, when it appears, is for us to really pay attention, because that's the door that we need to look into that, not trying to avoid that. So once we figure out where and how these fears are here for us, we will tackle them, and that will help us to understand more how we are operating, right? So now with this awareness that I was saying earlier, we are understanding more about our inner magic, whatever is inside. So we are unlocking more of who we really are. who we truly are, and we are bringing that into the world by trusting, even though we still very, very, very much, I would say, brings so much vulnerability to really take action into things and to recognize that, perhaps, I am right in what I'm saying. And perhaps, I'm not wrong. We start trying to question those things and we start trusting more in ourselves. This creates a vulnerability because we feel like, what if I do it and it just doesn't work, right? We are trying to going from crawling, we are starting to walk now. So we have to trust ourselves, and we are capable. We have our own legs to sustain us, and that's where the angels and guides are assisting us with to recognize that inner power, that no matter what is happening out there, the answers will always lie within each one of us. Okay, by being heart-centered and grounded, we will have access to that. And it takes time, and it takes a commitment with ourselves to really access to that information, because we are really conditioned that whatever happens outside, then we have to act according to what is happening outside. But it's actually the other way around. It could be happening many things outside, but it doesn't have to be our reality. And I will get into that in a moment. But that actually will go towards understanding our inner magic and bringing all these emotions. So in the world, we will start seeing many magical things that we thought could not be possible. We will start seeing things that were like, oh, I understand this now. There will start happening things that it will make sense for us that somehow we knew, but we just kind of could not believe it, right? Like right now we talk about the angels, right? We talk about spirit in a different way, more openly, that many of us, we knew before, but we couldn't go there for many reasons. Fears about, what is really that, or perhaps what is going to people think about that if I talk about those things. So right now we are stepping more into, okay, what is it that, it feels right? There's going to be so much water, emotion. So literally in our world, either it's going to be too much rain and a lot of floods and things like that. But remember that water, what is bringing emotion. So water helps us to cleanse because it brings the emotions out. So we are encouraged to pay attention in our emotions. Emotions are the ones who manifest anything and everything that we want. Remember that the universe will hear the frequency that you send through your emotions, not the words. That's why when we work into all of these levels of awareness, which is the mental, physical, and emotional, we enter in this alignment, which is very coherent. So then we actually get things faster. But if we want to do something and we think about something different and we are acting different way, we don't really move fast, right? We are quite slow. So it's important to bring that into our daily practices. Okay, I'm thinking this, I'm feeling this, and I'm acting accordingly. So we take a little bit at a time. You might be able to make giant steps, but you could also start with one step at a time. It doesn't matter. The main thing is just starting to become more aware of the decisions, be more aware of our emotional state, what the quality of our emotions, and how we're looking after ourselves that way. So the water will be very present in the world, and that's bringing a lot of emotions in many ways. So it is important to know that whatever emotion comes from from your waters, whether emotionally you're crying, or we see something that is a flood and it brings an emotion just to see a flooding somewhere, it is important to take a note of that, because the emotions are helping you to see where you need to go. The emotions are the ones that you access when you really want to have some guidance, not necessarily the mind. The mind will always try to keep us in a safe spot, which is okay. We need that, but we need to bring this into more a balance. Now, with all of these emotions and seeing things around us and so much magic happening, is like almost, it feels like in a fairy tale or like in a movie, really. We will feel the need of some guidance and protection, and perhaps believing into something in higher power. So that's when your angels and guides come into place right here, whoever that is for you, whether it's Buddha, Jesus, Yeshua, it is Mother Mary, the angels, whatever that be, Allah, whatever that might be for you. Please know that they are always with you. As long as you ask and accept their assistance, you will be able to see, you're not going to be able to see the magic. And why is this? Remember that exists the free will. Free will means that if somebody is not asking for something, you will not get it. It's not like they are not gonna, even if they know, let's just put it this way, even if they know what you need, they respect the free will. So they are not gonna give you anything that you're not asking for. So this is how it works right here in this world and this planet. Unless we ask and thank for the assistance, it's not going to happen the way that we actually want it. Sometimes we want some miracles, but are we asking really for them? So we have to thank them and invite them to be part of our day-to-day. They will always guide us. Always remember this. They will always still put situations, and they will always put us in the path that we are supposed to be, or where our intention is to. But in order for us to see this magic, we need to thank them and we need to ask for that. So know that there is, and how can you listen to it? Go hard in your heart centered and grounded. That way you will know when the divine guidance is coming through your higher self, your angels, guides, loved ones in heaven. That's how it comes from, okay? Give yourself a moment, because there is going to be the need of that. Whatever is happening in your world today, in your personal world, in the whole world, we are going to feel the need of some belief that something, there's a higher power in there is. So just connect with your heart and you will get access to that. As you go through this transition and you will start discovering more of your inner magic, and you can see whatever is happening out there in the world. Each one of us, we have our own truth. And this is so important to understand. Once you start discovering your own abilities and your own talents, and you start really acknowledging what is your truth, you have to become a mountain, which means that no matter what happens out there, you know that you're the mountain. You know that this is it. That no matter what happens over there, you don't have, if you're a mountain, you don't have to be a tree, or you don't have to be a rock. So you have to be a mountain, be strong, be firm, but be a peaceful, okay? Especially when we are starting getting to more into really who we are allowing ourselves to really work with our integrity and respecting ourselves and say, you know what, I do believe this is my truth, and I respect myself. It might be sometimes hard because you might be judged. We feel like we will be judged, and perhaps some people would judge. That's why it's important to be concentrate on yourself, so you don't judge others, you don't judge so you don't judge yourself either, and everybody have this safety spot, so everybody can really stay in and really embody their own truth. Because in reality, everybody has truth. Everybody has the truth. We just have different perspectives of the truth, because we all come from the same particle. We all come from God. So we are just experiencing a different perspective of the one thing. Saying this, if whatever is happening out there and we feel conditioned, and they say there's a horrendous let's say fight in front of us, right? It is happening in there, but that doesn't have to affect us in the same way, because we could see it, but we don't have to take part of that. By what? By how we do this? Just acknowledging what is that you prefer to do. Do you prefer to be part of that or not? So by going back to yourself, you will know what is it that you need to do. You know your own guidance. Whatever you need, it is it's very personal. Your truth is your truth, and whatever it is that you need may be very different from somebody else. That's why it's so important too, and they have a really huge emphasis on this, to really be heart-centered and grounded. And your truth doesn't have to be somebody else's truth. Just acknowledge that and allow others to really live their own truth. And by doing that, we actually have this space of safety for everyone, so everybody can just really focus on their own thing and not trying to take someone else's truth because they feel uncomfortable. We help others to do the same thing, right? To embody their true selves. So now, saying that, you recognize that and you know what is your truth. And with these extremely fast changes that we are experiencing in the world, sometimes or I hear often right now, all of a sudden the jobs are disappearing from overnight, and everything is like going so crazy, happening things so fast. Our governments, our school systems, our communities, our friends, everything is just changing constantly, so quick and so fast. What do we do? What do we trust? Again, go in your heart center and grounded, and trust your abilities, trust your own your intuition, trust your own talents, because this is when you can you will trust yourself. You have a talent, you have everything that you need within you. You are the cell phone with all the apps. You just need to activate them. Don't try to look for other apps. You have your own apps, and you can always upgrade them and you can always better them, but understand that you have everything that you need. You have everything that you ever wanted, and it's within you. Okay, and that's why we need to trust in this process. We need to direct our energies to trust and trust and trust, and no matter what happens, we just be those. We are those heart center grounded. We are these beautiful mountains that we just are firm. Okay, so important with this. And in the process of all this, we have to work with the flow, and this is so important, because as we are evolving and moving, one of the things that we need to all do is to understand that we have to constantly work with the exchange. What I give, what I receive, and not necessarily all comes into material stuff. In order to get the flow, and this is, they bring that up for us, as we know that one of the currencies, one of the tools that we have here on earth is the money for us to do many things like food and travel and everything. It is just a tool, but it's just energy as well. Remember, energy is everything. We just give the value to it. That's how we value the energy. So in order for us to create that flow, we have to understand that it has to be an exchange of energy. So say if I give you a message, perhaps the exchange of energy will be a monetization, for example, but it could also be maybe that you will share my content, for example. That's an exchange of energy, right? So things don't get stuck. So important that we allow things to flow, and sometimes might come in different ways that we don't even know. To recognize that the energy flows in different directions, and the universe is constantly providing whatever it is that we need. Many times we don't need to bring the money first in order for us to do something like a trip. If you say, I want to travel, you never know. Perhaps your boss, when your work or your school, they send you to do something and with everything paid, and you did it. You didn't have to manifest the money first. So this is how they want us to see, to flow more with this, and just to put an intention. And what is it that you are doing? What is your intention when you do the exchange of energy? Are you doing it from the heart center? Are you doing it from the fear center? So what are you doing? What are your intentions? And that's gonna make the difference in what we do, whatever that we do. Okay. Now this is how we create this beautiful ball of energy. By recognizing who we are, we have this inner magic, that we have our talents, and that when we start really allowing ourselves to be who we really are, by being firm, by honoring ourselves, by listening our emotions, by honoring our talents and our abilities, then we create this beautiful ball, okay, of energy, this ball of fire. And whenever we want to manifest something, the energy will be concentrated in this ball, would allow us to really hit the jackpot, literally. It requires consistency, it requires compassion, it requires that you understand that takes some time, and it's a day-to-day basis. They want us all to know that in order for us to manifest the world that we want, we have to start by manifesting our daily days, the way we want to live them. And as you do this, you focus into your 24-hour period, you will see that by the end of the month, if you continue working with your daily intention to really honor yourself and do the things that really brings you joy, happiness, and love, by the end of the month, you will be in a different situation. You will do like a really quantum jump right there. So why don't we try that for the next month? Allow yourself to really focus and put yourself into this challenge, and allow yourself to have some room for compassion and some mistakes, as we call it. Remember, there are no mistakes, it's just an experience. And even if you go up in your heel or down in your heel, it doesn't matter. You continue going. This is a an analogy they were sharing with me the other day about how we bring our awareness higher up and how we bring our frequency higher up. Another way to see it, as we come into this path in life, we come here, all of us, we have our intentions and what is it that we want to accomplish, right? So let's put it into this mundane way, that we want to go to a town. So in order for us to go to the town, we have to go through this path. But we are in this forest at this moment, and we really can't see where to go because it's full of forests. It's hard to see where is the path. So we go through the little hill. So we decided to go there, and we go up the hill. So up the hill, we can see everything. We can see where is the path and where is the town. Oh, I see more clearly where it is. So we want to go to the town, so we can really stay here. So we have to come down to go through the path. And many times when we come down through that path, we might take another path. And then it takes again for us to go up to see if we were on the right path or not. And again, it would not be a mistake or failure, because even that period of time that we walk the path that we were not supposed to take, we learn so much. We met new people. We have a beautiful experience that will help us to know what happens on that path, right? But then you go and focus again, you go up into the hill, and now you can see again where you need to go. So our lives are constant, the ups and downs. It cannot always be up, it cannot always be down. So it is a constant up and down. So allow yourself to recognize each one of those moments when you're up here and when you're down here as a positive way, as a way of growth, as a way of awareness, and recognizing who you really are. You're a light being that is bringing and embodying your light, assisting the world, the humanity, the earth, and yourself to continue evolving. So this is what it's like for us this month, working with the fire. Continue bringing your awareness into your heart and your feet as well, so that you are able to run this energy a little bit easier. Thank you so much, and we will see you next month. Bye for now.